Previously on the
So is
hot
that going?
seat.
Is that back going operational now, or heading down that path again?
It is. National took
that's
a initiative to start it back up. That was really our next step, was to go to national with it and say, hey, how can you help support us with this? And they ended up thinking it was their idea. They went in, they said, we'll do it. And I'm like, cool, we'll help you, we'll partner with you, we'll do whatever. But
did that go the way you thought it was going to go? Nope.
just so you know, it was our idea. So yeah, we give them, but make sure
as long as it gets done, though. Yeah, I got you. I'll take care of it. We'll put a little beep, and you'll hear that right about then. Yeah, no worries. That's good. But that's the personality side right there, because hey, we're not always proper, right? We're not always.
Not
proper.
always. No.
Yeah.
Not always.
Yeah.
Me less than most. Yeah. No filter here. Usually I'm just all out there,
Yeah.
Really good at these interviews, because like no matter what you ask him, he's gonna say what he wants to say for as long as he wants to say it.
But yeah, we started back at the Ford Road CTC, concentrated at the high school level. We've ran our first class of students this year through the broadband premise installer courses, and we actually have one young man who's going to be taking his certification this week. He's going to be the first one nationwide to get certified at the high school level, and we're pretty proud of him and the work that my friend George has done at the CTC, and Nationals help, Joe Banks and Paul Rodriguez, their support is phenomenal. So
George, thank you. Appreciate you very much. Thank you, sir. Without any further ado, we'd like to present Robert with his broadband premises installer certificate. Robert, it is 237 the time to get the instruction and your hard work and diligence to pass the course and the certification. I wish you all the best in the future. Like George said, he did bring his resume, so if there's anybody here looking for a good tech.
Yeah, we're pretty proud to let that go. Hopefully he'll do well. And if he doesn't, we'll train him up again, and he can take it another time. But that's what it's all about. You get chances, right?
Absolutely. And for those of you out there watching, in the description below, you'll find the link to Penn-Ohio's website, which is sctepennohio.org. But we'll link that down below, so you can check that out there.
Then check this out.
You can get in contact with people. You can sign up to become a member of the SCTE as well. And frankly, you can also go to the YouTube site, search Penn-Ohio SCTE, and it'll pop right up. And you can start learning right away. If you want a career in telecommunications, in technology, and learning how the world of communication works, that's a good place to get started. And it is one heck of a career. It can lead you to places you never thought you went before, right?
Yeah, and if you don't get what you need there, you can always go to scte.org and sign up at the national level. Just make sure that you affiliate with the Penn-Ohio chapter. Even if you're in Texas or Denver or California, we want you to affiliate here. No, I'm just kidding.
Bring on the members. Bring on the members.
Do it! Just do it!
So here's another just one of interest that I was thinking about is I understand that I believe it's this month that the Penn-Ohio has its vendor show, if I'm not mistaken. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What goes down there?
Yeah, so the vendor show is something we do annually. It's a great mixer, great networking event where you get time to spend with, industry professionals and vendor partners at this show. So 8 o'clock in the morning, we'll start registration. It's on the 23rd of May, I believe. We're having it out at the RLA Learning Center out in Cranberry. And we'll start at 8 o'clock with registration. The cable tech game starts at 9 o'clock. So if you're competing in the games, get there early so you can register, get your shirt, get your team together. And throughout the entire day, most of the morning, the cable tech teams will go from, table to table. There's 5 or 6 events, cable splicing, fiber splicing, stuff like that, termination, meter reading, stuff like that you do on a day-to-day basis. And they'll be competing on that all morning. The top 2 people, I think, get to go to Expo. One is the primary and the other one's the secondary. So if the primary can't go, the secondary could go. So you want to make sure that you compete at your highest level and do well there. Yeah.
And for those who don't know, Expo is the big daddy meeting of the year, where all the vendors come out, a lot of the MSOs come out, and everybody meets and goes over products and talks. And they have a major cable games there as well, right, Roy?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a huge event where, our local vendor show is 6 or 8 foot tables for each vendor, and they get to tell, the story of their products, what they're offering, what's new, what's old, what works, what doesn't.
Yeah.
Yep. And you get to meet these guys face to face. But at the vendor show at the Expo, it's huge. Like, you're talking, I can't even compare the size. It's like 20 by 20 squares with all the bells and whistles, all the marketing aspects that go into promoting a program or a product. It's all there. You get to speak to the experts who are making these products, who've developed them, who've set the standards. There's classes, there's leadership panels, throughout the whole thing. You really get to hear from those making the decisions in the industry, how it's done. If you ever had an idea, like, you ever said to yourself, if I was in charge, I would do this. Well, go there, learn about it, see why they did what they did, and maybe you change your mind. So it's a great time.
It's always interesting. It's always interesting too, right? When you, like what you just said, hey, if I was doing it, I'd do it this way. But the reason why it's done over here, you may not totally know why it's done that way. And then when you see it, you're like, oh, the light bulb goes off, ding, insert ding sound here, ding.
Yep. Yeah, it's great.
That is. So from an SCTE Expo, the big show, if you will, what's your favorite thing and what is your least favorite thing, regardless of the city it's in?
I think my favorite thing is the relationships that you build throughout the industry. Part of my coming to Precision was based on a relationship I had with the Precision sales team, and when I put my resume out there from leaving Comcast, one of the sales professionals picked it up, and I think a marketing professional picked it up, and they submitted it to HR, and they said, hey, this guy might make a good fit. So really, I had a job almost immediately after leaving Comcast, which is important. I mean, you don't want to go without one. You don't want to lose touch. I mean, this industry moves so fast that it's impossible to remember everything. Well, for me, anything.
I don't remember any such thing. I don't remember that. I'm afraid I can't remember the sequence that.
But it's possible to remember everything, and stuff changes so frequently that what you thought isn't what's going forward. I always tell people that I forgot more than anybody will ever know, but I think I just forget more. I might not have known it. I just forgot it. But yeah.
Happens to us all, though, Roy. When you're sitting on airplanes for hours at a time, man, I can understand you just want to get some of the wrinkles out of the brain, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it there.
These folks put together and splice or do meter readings. It's just amazing how fast these folks get, and that just shows you how good they are at their jobs. I mean, they got this embedded in their brains, and that is a real skill set right there.
It is, and it builds your career. It gives you advantages over people who don't compete. You move through the industry, you get promoted, you show off what you can do, and it just helps you. I mean, look at Mike Odell. He's a prime example. He started out as a tech in the field, worked his way up to maintenance, started competing in the cable games, smoked the cable games, several times. He's been our champion. and he's just moved up. Now he's a principal or a distinguished engineer for Comcast. You know, so you know it's invaluable. You know, the time that you spend on your career to grow and create a long lasting career. You know, along the way.
Yeah. And Roy, really, you bring us to a really good point there. Is I'd like to ask you, if there's people out there, which there will be, watching this, and they're interested in telecommunications, from your experience and all the things you've seen and you've done, whether it's on the vendor side, on the MSO side, what's some advice you could provide to them to help better themselves and really, get a career inside of telecommunications?
Yeah, I would say, invest in yourself.
Rule number 3, invest in yourself like you're the most valuable asset you'll ever have.
Take the time, be present, learn things, basic cable terms, stuff like that, and then apply, apply yourself and your knowledge. As long as you can learn, you can do what we do. It's not rocket science, it's cable. Cable's cable, and there's only one way to do it. It either works or it doesn't. There may be several techniques to get there, but there's one way it works and one way it doesn't. So you take the time, you get involved, you start networking with people, and then once you get a job, spend that time learning and growing. The more you know, the better you become, and it's like any profession. The practice makes perfect. You do it repetitively, and it becomes second nature. Muscle memory takes over, and you do good things. So I think if you take that time to invest in yourself, that's really what's important.
Yeah, and like you said, once you're investing in yourself, that you're building a network of relationships as well when you're doing that, because you're learning from other individuals. And I think we would both agree that when it comes to the world of telecommunications, at least I've felt throughout my 20-some years in it as well, similar to you, is that, man, people like to share the knowledge if you just ask the question.
They do. I've never been told no. I've never went to somebody and said, hey, how do I do this? I'm stuck here. How do I get from here to here? And they're always eager to share. Some people are more eager to share than others. Some people will talk your ear off. So be careful who you ask.
Yes.
But,
start off with maybe a short, pointed question and see how long it takes.
Yeah, right.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by the Penn-Ohio SCTE channel. I hope you find today's video informative and entertaining. If you like what you see today, make sure you like and subscribe.